let me see here. Let me do a little test with my share screen. Da, 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 da. Okay, your entire screen share. I see you're trying to connect here. I don't know what's going on. No, what's going on. Make sure Sand Screen was canceled. How are you doing that? Let me see. Edit name. Okay. Alright. Nana, if you hear me, maybe try your phone. Let me see. Let's try to work it out like that. Like that. Everybody's waiting. Well, I don't know who's waiting. While I made it, let me make a quick call. Alright, alright. Guess we need to connect the mic and camera before. Alright, well, let's see. So I'll just go ahead and ad hoc this until Nana gets things together. I want to let everybody know that Dr. Nana Akua, she will have a virtual traditional herbalism series, a 30-hour 3-part course offering the following ingredients, indigenous herbs from Africa, India, China, South America, and Native America. Traditional uses of herbs, properties of herbs, vitamin and mineral components of herbs, herbal remedies and recipes, spiritual healing herbs, essential oils, and okay, all right. Let me move this. Okay, all right. Well, wait a minute. Okay, let me put you up. Okay, how you sounding?
Okay, I can hear you
Oh,
now.
oh, great. Yeah, I see you. You're looking good. Looking good. Great, great, great. All right. So I was just going over your flyer, just to, sort of ad hoc, and I'll come back to you as I read through properties of herbs, traditional use of herbs, property of herbs, vitamin and mineral components of herbs, herbal remedies and recipes, spiritual healing herbs, essential oils and their uses, homeopathic remedies, flower essences for emotional balancing, handcrafted herbal instructions and demonstrations. So that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I'm looking forward. Let me go ahead and share that on my page here. Encourage everybody to definitely check it out. So we are broadcasting on YouTube, of course, and my Facebook page and my Raising Consciousness and Capital page. Let me confirm. Yes. All right. So that's where we are here on live stream, YouTube. I'm on my YouTube as well. So thank you, Nana. Hope you had a good day with your chocolate shirt on. Wait
Had I been
a
able to log
minute.
on the computer, you would not have seen my chocolate shirt.
Oh, what? What?
Now,
What you had?
no,
Huh?
no, don't say the
Oh,
plant was
oh, oh. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it's okay. It's okay. No, so thank you for showing up here today. So let's have a conversation. So you've been studying herbs for years and years and years, right? So
yes,
just let people know a little bit of your background in terms of how you came about this area of studying natural healing
sure.
and
Well,
herbs. I'm sorry.
I first became familiar with herbs when I was at Howard, and there was a Baba who ran a shop. Matter of fact, he still may. Baba Duku, I think,
Oh
and
yes, yes, yes.
I think they're still there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I kind of had some chronic sinus issues that no ENT ear, nose, and throat specialist could address, and happened to run into some people who suggested that I go there and cut out dairy. And the Bible basically made me a respiratory blend with some herbs, and that worked wonderfully. And so from there, and I'm hearing an echo, I'm not sure who you are. I hope everyone can hear me. But
I do.
But from there, I just started my love affair, I'll say, with herbs and natural healing. And it wasn't until maybe about 5 years after I graduated from Howard that I learned of some formal studies or programs that address that. And so I started taking herbology courses, started the ND or naturopathic doctorate program, and had been practicing in that field for 20 years. Unfortunately, in Maryland, the law has changed in terms of the laws or the availability of natural practitioners like myself to practice. They now consider naturopathic medicine to be practicing medicine, or they're kind of grouping it under allopathic or Western. So I am not in practice anymore, and I'm not a naturopathic doctor anymore. However, as a traditional healer and a traditional priest, I've been using herbs, excuse me, spiritually for spiritual healing for uh, many years as well, probably about 14 years now, and just decided to educate our people on how to heal themselves naturally using herbs, using food to heal the body and bring it back into balance. And so through our ministry, we offer the traditional herbalism series, and we also offer a self-healing series. So it is a for members only for members only, so that you can still learn how to heal yourself. So it's for educational purposes, but our people still need to be well. We still need to heal. We still need to know what these herbs do. And so I am who I am. I do know what I know. You can't take my training and my education and my experiences away. It's just that living here in Maryland, they are aggressively, pursuing those of us who have been for years healing our community. So the law changed in 2016. I actually did not know at all about it until last year. But apparently in 2016, the law changed, and yeah, they grouped naturopathic medicine underneath. So even if you go to the school that even if you get accredited through the association that they want you to get accredited through, pay their fees and go through that process, which is a new organization apparently that existed or kind of popped up when they changed this law, kind of making the other accreditations and other organizations that existed back when I started, they kind of make those null and void, because the goal, I guess, is to just have everyone have to go to a medical doctor or allopathic doctor. And as we know, they've never specialized in herbs. They've never even given any credence to the use of herbs for healing. And now all of a sudden, been this push to now place herbal herbs and any other kind of natural healing underneath underneath medical or allopathic medicine. That's kind of where we are right now. And so I'm just focusing on teaching our people. So the class just kind of gives you any and everything you need to know about the use of herbs. And so one of the aspects of that is sort of at its basic level, I want people to be able to build a natural medicine chest. So, I know that that's sort of, I think, where we can go tonight with our discussion. But okay. I want everyone to sort of have on hand, whether there's a pandemic or whether it's just us getting sniffles and sneezes or, a backache or a headache or just dealing with stress or the inability to sleep well or what have you. We should just have certain things on hand so that we know kind of how to get ourselves back into balance and how to heal ourselves naturally.
Mm. Yes, yes, right, right. So just open with, some of the, I took a few um, notes in terms of, some of the key issues that people seem to be popular with, like high blood pressure, energy, detox. I mean, and I know some herbs are, kind of cross into different things, but what are some of the common ones that you absolutely should have in your medicine chest?
Yeah, so there's several. So the first one I would say is ginger.
Mm,
It's very popular. You can find it pretty much in most parts of the world, whether you're talking about on the continent of Africa, whether you're talking about in China, whether you're talking about in India, or here in the Americas. So ginger is excellent to have. I suggest having it, or I have it. I can't suggest anything, so let me.
right, right,
If I trace my words, you'll know why, right? So
right.
how I maintain ginger in my household is I have it in essential oil form, and I usually will have it in either probably powder form. Um, I don't
Mm,
always have it in the raw, excuse me, in the raw root form. However, that's
mm-hmm,
great, especially for people who do cook with it. If you always have the actual root on hand, that's also excellent. But ginger basically is, as we know, is great for the digestive system. It's good for
mm,
nausea. It helps with digestion.
mm,
But we also maybe not as often use it for reducing fever, for aches and pains, whether it's the cold or flu or whether you've just overexerted yourself. But ginger is excellent to have for those reasons. It's an anti-inflammatory.
mm,
So it fights
mm-hmm,
infection, but it also is an anti-inflammatory and kind of serves as like a pyretic or a cooling herb or refrigerant, antipyretic actually, um, or cooling herb. So it can reduce temperature in the body, whether you take it
mm,
into whether you put it in a foot bath or a full body
mm,
bath. But ginger has a lot of uses, and I think a lot of times we're using it or we just focus on it for the nausea, and that piece. But ginger
mm,
have. Another one that I would suggest is white willow bark. I
mm,
love white willow bark. It's a natural pain reliever. I usually keep it in
mm-hmm,
capsule form. So it's good for backaches, headaches,
mm,
arthritis pain, joint pain.
mm,
White bark is excellent for that. Some people will combine it with what we call in the herb field, may combine it with what's called the natural aspirin, which is meadow sweet. I just
mm,
personally find more relief from white willow bark.
mm,
White willow bark and or meadow sweet are great for pain. Another one that I would suggest that I love, probably one of my favorite herbs, is valerian.
mm.
Valerian,
Oh yeah, I have that. Yeah.
valerian is really effective. Doesn't smell great, so just a cautionary note with that. Sometimes if you get it in raw form, you'll be like, "Oh my gosh, what is this? What is this?"
Mm-hmm.
So you would take it in capsule form. This is not something you would use as a tea, right? Um, and it's good for helping you relax. It's good for
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
helping you sleep. It's good for pain. It's a sedative or a nervine herb.
Mm,
So good and safe for children, pregnant women, elderly people, so it's good across the board. So mild but effective. And not having planned on being on my phone, my battery is about to die. So I have to I have to get my charger or we will
okay.
see.
Yeah.
So give me 1 second. I hate to do that.
Okay. That's okay. That's okay. All right. Well, we pretty much we got a good amount of the information out there. Let me just, in case she's not able to get back in time, we can, sort of give out her information. Let me find that. Everybody, hold up here. Let me find that so I could give out Nana's contact information. I know it's Nana
No,
Aquia,
yeah, Akua, Nana Akua is how it's
Nana
pronounced.
Aquia,
Nana Akua one, the number one at
right?
gmail.com.
Nana
Now,
Aquia one. Let me post that in here.
questions will be sent
gmail.com.
charger.
Contact info. Okay. And then I'll put also your any other contact information, your phone number, 443. You give that one
No,
out?
no, the 410 four
Okay.
three five
Okay.
9647 is the main
410
number.
435. What else?
9647.
Wait a minute, just a second. 435 9647. Okay.
Now
All
keep
right.
up
All
with the
right.
charger is going to be the challenge. That's
That's
okay.
okay. That's okay. Well, so basically, you're doing this 30-hour course.
Yes.
Those are some of the herbs, of course. I mean, some should be used more than others, of course. So always consult your doctor before using, right?
Yes, let's have that
Right.
disclaimer. We are not
Right.
recommending anything. Certainly, the rule of thumb is to consult your healthcare professional before, taking
Mm-hmm.
anything. They are now including herbs as that, not just over the counter, not just prescriptions and that sort of thing. Um, but yes, and I have a few more minutes if you want me to run through some others, but I do highly recommend people take the course.
Okay.
You'll get
Sure.
all of this information, but many more jewels of information. One thing I really made it a point to do with the course is to talk about the properties of herbs, not just what you use the herbs for, but why they do what they do. Because I think sometimes the missing connection or the missing link
Mm.
is how or why do herbs work effectively? How do you choose which herbs to use? Part of that is
Mm.
knowing the properties of those herbs. So that's how you understand why they do what they do.
Mm.
And because there are so many herbs that may do the same thing, any combination or any single herb will not do the same in everybody because we're all different. And the way that
Mm.
God has sort of
Right.
created all these
Exactly.
wonderful plants is that whatever your body needs, that herb is going to do that thing or that combination of things. Even though
Mm-hmm.
the herb itself may do 10, treat 10 different conditions, you may not have all of those, but for what it is needed for in your
Mm.
body, God has created that, and it will then go into your body and do the work that it needs to do. So
Right.
if I may,
Right.
a couple of other things that
Sure.
I can't say enough
Mm-hmm.
about. Aloe vera juice is a really good herb to have on hand, and in juice form is how we most often use it, especially if we're talking about
Mm-hmm.
internally. Now, of course, even from a child, my mother had the aloe vera plant, and of course, you would break it
Mm-hmm.
off and open it up if you cut yourself or you scraped your arm or something like that. So it has that external healing and cooling effect, but it does the same thing internally. So aloe vera is good for the
Right.
entire gastrointestinal tract. So it's good for kind of soothing the stomach, helping with digestion,
Mm.
but it also serves as a mild laxative. So if
Mm.
you
Mm-hmm.
have someone that's in a sensitive state and you wouldn't give a harsh laxative or a harsh or stronger stimulant to, like a child or like a senior or someone like that, aloe vera juice has that mild laxative effect, in addition to just sort of
Mm-hmm.
helping, soothe that entire gastrointestinal tract. So aloe is something I
Right.
suggest having on hand. Another thing I suggest
Yes.
having
Yes.
on
Yes.
hand is peppermint. Whether, if you're a
Mm.
tea drinker and you want to, have a
Mm-hmm.
nice warm drink after your dinner, it's a good after dinner tea to use
Mm-hmm.
peppermint
Mm.
because it just helps with that digestion. However,
Mm.
I also suggest, or I like to use peppermint oil. So I use it a lot in
Mm.
the essential oil form. I run it through my
Right.
diffuser. It helps keep the air
Yes.
clean and purified. If
Yes.
you have
Yes.
any
Yes.
kind of respiratory issues, peppermint oil
Mm-hmm.
is excellent for. Now, some people prefer
Mm-hmm.
eucalyptus, but or you can
Right.
combine the two. But me, I prefer peppermint, and so I really like how that really opens up the sinuses, kind of clears everything, and even your mental state, is very
Mm-hmm.
uplifting. So
Mm.
peppermint oil, I think you should have on hand. And if you have sort of some maybe undesirable eating habits and you need some extra help with digestion, Peppermint tea is a good thing to kind of add, maybe about a half hour, or preferably an hour, maybe after, your dinner, to kind of help things kind of digest and break down like it should.
Right.
Another thing I think we should have, in my family, we do activated charcoal. So I make
Mm.
sure in my natural medicine chest, I have activated
Mm-hmm.
charcoal. And that is basically a substance that neutralizes toxins in the body. So if you not even technically have food poisoning, but certainly if you do, but even if you just eat something that didn't agree with you, it's kind of making your stomach
Mm.
feel a little queasy. You kind of need to move it through your system. Um,
Mm.
if you're traveling and you've eaten something or drank some water that's maybe not agreeing with you,
Mm-hmm.
activated charcoal will neutralize and absorb those toxins and move it out of your body. So it's definitely a must have if you're traveling, but also just something you should have at home in your natural medicine chest, in my opinion. And usually
Yeah.
in capsule form is how I usually keep it. But also, you can get it in just the powder, and you can pour the powder. I pour it in my hand. Sometimes I may pour it on an orange, um, or some other piece of fruit, and eat it that way,
Mm.
just to get it in
Mm-hmm.
the body. But those
Mm-hmm.
are, some of the highlights. Oh, and colloidal silver is the
Yeah.
last one
That's
I'll
it.
mention. There are several
Mm-hmm.
others on my list that you can get in the class. But another
Right.
one is colloidal silver. Colloidal silver is ionized silver.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm.
is a natural antibiotic. And so not only is it good for killing bacteria, but also viruses, parasites, fungus. So it's a good antimicrobial. And so it boosts the immune system, fights infection. You can use it internally, you can use it topically. You can use it as an eye wash. You can use it on your skin if you've cut or braised your skin, or if you have a rash, or you can add it to, a little bit of water and drink it every day just to, keep your immune system up and fight off infection. So those are, and with colloidal silver, I suggest, um, for myself and my family, I can't stop saying that, right? I use 500 parts per million.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to some stores that are not necessarily health food stores, but that sell supplements, they will have only 10 parts per million or 50 parts per million. I use the 500 parts per million. It's a stronger grade of the colloidal silver, and it really helps fight off infections and boost up your immune system. So those are just a few things that I think we
Mm.
should all have on hand, at home, rather
Right.
than having to grab the aspirin or the ibuprofen or the naproxen or the
Mm-hmm.
regular cough
Mm.
syrup, and then there's so many things we talk about in the class: how to make natural cough syrup, how to encapsulate different herbs, make different combinations, making skin creams, salves, and ointments, making aches and pain liniment. There's so many things that we can do. And the goal through our ministry is to empower people to kind of take their health in their own hands, and make sure that you feel capable of taking care of yourself and your family. We also in
Mm.
the class talk about a self-care plan, and that's basically a
Mm-hmm.
plan how you kind of write out or pre-plan for when there may be certain illnesses. So especially if there's a chronic, condition that someone in your family or you yourself have, you kind of write out, because sometimes in the height of, say, a flare up of fibromyalgia or asthma attack or whatever the case, our emotions are at its highest, and we don't always
Mm.
think clearly. And so
Mm-hmm.
the self care or the personal care plan just kind of has it already written out. What do I eat? What do I drink? What do I do to help calm myself? Who do I call for support? Different things like this that you have already outlined, so that you don't have to think about it. And, we've all been in extreme situations. Stress will kind of overrun us and keep us from really thinking clearly what it is we need to do to take care of ourselves. So
Mm.
all of these things and more, we talk about in the class. And
Great.
again, it's just for the purpose of empowering our people, so that we can kind of, use what God has given us, to heal
Mm-hmm.
ourselves.
Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, so let's give out your contact information one more time and
Yeah.
we'll, wrap
So
it up.
Nana
So anything
Akua
else you want to
one,
close with?
sure. Nana Akua one at gmail.com is my email. And the number is 410-435-9647.
Mm-hmm.
Feel free to text on that number or to
Mm-hmm.
send me an email. And I would love to give you any other information that you need to take the class or the herbalism class or the self-healing class, and to assist in educating the community any way I can.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Nana. And I look forward to taking the class. Okay.
All right. Thanks, Brother Haki.
All right. Peace and blessings.
And
And
blessings to you.
thank you. And thank everybody for tuning in live with Success Scholar and Nana Akua Zenzele. Thank you all. Peace.